crucifix continues to be one of the most confusing items for newer players in Phasmophobia because you know it is supposed to save you from hunts, but you're not really sure how to use it, and by now you've found out that holding it up while the ghost is chasing you and you screaming the power of Christ compels you does not actually work. But the crucifix has undergone quite a few changes throughout the time, so let's go over what each tier of crucifix does and how it actually works and how it can actually prevent hunts to save you. That's right, the crucifix prevents hunts. So if a hunt has already started, the crucifix is useless. That is the first thing to get in mind. The ghost is coming after you, you might as well drop it to the ground, or else the ghost is going to catch you and force you to drop it anyways. So the crucifix prevents the hunt. So how does that work? Well, let's look at tier 1 crucifixes first. So you unlock the tier 1 crucifix at level 8. This tier of crucifix only has 1 charge, and you can carry 2 crucifixes. So is it crucifixes, crucify? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments what you call it. But either way, I'm going to call it crucifixes. So you can have 2 of them. Each have 1 charge with the tier 1. This means that it's going to be able to prevent a total of 2 hunts. So the first thing you're going to do is find the ghost room. As with anything in the game, after you found the ghost room, it is up to you when you want to put the crucifix down in the ghost room, but that's the next thing that you want to do, put it down in the room. So the tier 1 crucifix is going to have a range of 3 meters. This means that if the ghost tries to hunt within 3 meters of the crucifix, that hunt will be prevented. You will know it's worked because the crucifix will burn. Now the 3-meter range can be kind of tricky to gauge, but if you just hold the place object button, you're going to see like a little shadowy circle, and that's going to give you an estimated range for the crucifix so you can use it to better place it. So again, it's up to you when you choose to place the crucifix. I always think early is better. As soon as I know where the ghost room is, I will go ahead and place it so that way I'm not caught off guard. But if you wanted to wait until you got closer to hunting range, you can do that too. It is just that placing it early will allow me less likely to be caught off guard by a hunt and make sure that I can survive. So obviously smaller rooms are going to be more helpful with the crucifix. So if the ghost is in like a bathroom, that's going to be very preferable because the range of the crucifix is going to cover that whole room more than likely and then help prevent that hunt. So if the ghost is, for instance, in a bathroom and I place 1 crucifix there, my other crucifix I'm probably going to place just outside, like either in the hallway or along my pathway to my hiding spot. This will make sure that the ghost does not spawn out of the room and into the pathway to my hiding spot. That will ensure me safety. So ghosts do roam, so therefore placing 1 in the ghost room and 1 outside is going to have a greater coverage. Now obviously the opposite of having a small room is going to have a large room. Let's say for instance like the cell block in prison, which always seems to be the ghost room. I don't know, is it just me? That's going to be really hard to get a crucifix to prevent a hunt there because of that size. So in a room like that, you just want to sort of estimate your best coverage. If you see that a ghost is doing a lot of interactions in one certain area of that room, you can place a couple crucifixes around there. But it's more just a guessing game and getting lucky for that crucifix to actually prevent a hunt. Going back to the roaming ghosts, so some ghosts do like to roam more than others. So if you do have a crucifix in the room and 1 out, you still may not be safe depending on where the ghost roamed to. The ghost could roam and then choose to start a hunt just outside of the crucifix's range, and you're still going to be kind of screwed. Well, other than if you are able to manage to make it to your hiding spot and the ghost is not blocking it. That's why strategically placing the crucifixes, like 1 in the room and then 1 en route to your escape, is going to be the best way. All right, let's put this all together. So we're going to take a look at the mirror and figure out where the ghost room is, and then I'll show you where I would recommend placing crucifixes. All right, so this is a bathroom. All right, so that's bathroom upstairs. This one. Yes, okay. So this should be small enough to be able to cover that room. See, just like that. And then you could also put 1 like out here. So if it did decide to roam into the hallway, we would both be fine after that. So we would have that one there. We would have this one covered, and we should be able to get away. All right, now we're going to take a look at Grafton because it's got a little bit of bigger rooms. So let's look at what a little bit bigger one would look like. Okay, so it's going to be that bedroom over there. So for this one, you got a couple options. Where is the light switch? All right. You can set like 1 around here and 1 around here. So you got the most coverage of the room. That would work, because it should be able to use it. Or if you wanted to place like 1 out here in the hallway, so because you're going to get away, like if we wanted to go upstairs and then place one sort of like in the middle here, but we know that we're safe through here. So our exits should be clear for when it decides to hunt. It will be like if we were trying to wait for a piece of evidence or something, we know that we should be safe either way. And if it uses it, great. If not, we should be able to get away because the ghost is going to be far enough away from us that we would be able to know that the ghost is going to start hunting us. Yep, and there it is. It used that crucifix there. So we know at least that one got used, and we can continue on. Hopefully it doesn't hunt. But so like after that, you could move this one back into the room if you wanted to, or if you wanted to play it safe and know, all right, I know this is the ghost room. I know it's going to hunt me here. I don't want it to catch behind me because I think that I'll be safe enough to know to get away. It's kind of personal preference on what you would want to do. Personally, I would just end up moving this one in here. Place it like right over the other one. Something like that, because you know that that was a good range. Ghosts do roam, so it's personal preference after that, but that's what I would do. And it didn't matter because now it's starting to hunt us. Probably just outside the range, but we should still be pretty fine. Again, I like the chair upstairs here, but you saw how we would know that it started hunting, and now we safely got away. Now, you can also hold the crucifix as long as it's actively being held in your hand, and that can also help prevent hunts. This will make sure that the ghost does not spawn right on top of you and kill you, but it could be more useful for larger maps like the cell block, because then you're going to be walking around and maybe that will help prevent it. Now, if you are holding a crucifix and it gets used because it is burning and on fire, you will drop it to the ground. Once you drop it to the ground or it gets used, I also recommend taking a picture of it. Now, you can take 2 pictures of crucifixes, one for the interaction for the burn and then the burn crucifix photo itself. This means if you are just using the tier 1 crucifix, you can take a total of 4 photos. This is also going to help you earn more money and experience, as burn crucifix photos are one of the better photos to fill up your photo book with. Now let's move on to talk about the tier 2 crucifix, which you can unlock at level 37. So the tier 2 crucifixes have an increased range, so they will now have a range of 4 meters instead of 3. And now there are 2 uses per crucifix, so you can prevent a total of 4 hunts from starting. Now the tier 3 crucifixes, those have a range of 5 meters, so they will prevent a hunt within 5 meters of it, and those also still have 2 charges each. The biggest thing with tier 3 crucifixes, though, is that they can prevent cursed hunts from happening. If you're struggling with the ghost photo and you have a summoning circle, you can place the tier 3 crucifix down in the summoning circle, light it up, take the picture, and the hunt will be prevented. After a crucifix is used, a ghost cannot hunt you for 25 seconds unless the ghost is a demon, which it is then 20 seconds. Now, speaking of demons, crucifixes also have an increased range against demons as they are more affected by it. So a tier 1 crucifix will prevent a demon from hunting if it is within 4.5 meters of the ghost. Tier 2 will prevent a demon from hunting if it is within 6 meters. Then the tier 3 crucifix will prevent a demon from hunting within 7.5 meters. Demons are also why you would probably want to place crucifixes early in the house as possible after figuring out the ghost room. Crucifixes are also going to be helpful in testing for Onryos if you are playing with 2 evidences or less. So what you would want to do is grab a lit candle and then at most a tier 2 crucifix. This will also work with tier 1 crucifixes as well, though. Not tier 3 though, because the range is larger. That is because a lit candle will act as a crucifix for Onryos. Onryos will not hunt within 4 meters of a lit candle. Tier 2 crucifix also prevents hunts from 4 meters. So place the lit candle and the crucifix down next to each other, and if the candle is still lit and a crucifix is used, you can rule out an Onryo that way. If crucifix is never used and the ghost just keeps blowing out the candle each time, that's going to be your clue that you're probably dealing with an Onryo. All right, so this is what I was talking about with the Onryo test. So you see how the candle was still lit and it used a crucifix. Therefore, we would know that it was not an Onryo. Now again, crucifixes can be super unreliable depending on the circumstances at preventing hunts, but you can click or tap the screen now to make crucifixes useless, because I'm going to show you how to survive a hunt after one has started without even using a smudge stick. So thanks for watching, everybody. Happy hunting, and I will see you in the next one.